The flash engulfed the entire controlled space. Then it gradually began to fade. The wings vanished, the halo dimmed as well, and only sparks of light remained, drifting slowly down from the heavens. Everyone froze in a stupor, while Tanya simply passed out. Crack, crack. In that instant, the fracture in space behind Seraphol widened, and orderly rows of demons emerged from magic circles. Their numbers kept increasing. Watching this, Kokobeel smiled and swept an attentive gaze over Tanya one last time. "Perhaps this is an even better acquisition than I thought," he muttered, then shifted his gaze to the enemy troops and clicked his tongue. "Tch, so be it. I'll leave for now, Seraphol, but keep in mind our fun will continue soon." He backed away from her and snapped his fingers. The portal suddenly expanded, finally shattering the spatial barrier surrounding them. "We're leaving." Finally, the fallen angels began to disappear one after another. This included all the humans and equipment bustling around the diminutive figure. Watching as her friend disappeared into the portal, the magical girl muttered barely audibly, "I hope you know what you're doing, Ta-chan." Issei not too long ago almost managed to get himself a pet familiar. When they went to the familiar forest with the president and the others to choose their little friends, he nearly fell in love at first sight the moment he saw those two guys, Slime-kun and Tentacle-san. As soon as he witnessed their graceful combat techniques with his own eyes, how they wrapped their tentacles around the exquisite bodies of the girls nearby, dissolving their clothes and liberating their charms to the light, he realized this was destiny. He was ready to do anything to get these two comrades in arms as his partners. It was just a pity that it was only a fleeting encounter, as the president and the other girls took offense to his partner's talents for some reason and exterminated them all. Issei didn't manage to save a single little one. What a loss that was. But from time to time, he dreamed of how he and his new partners would perform great feats in the name of Iro, in the name of boobs. And right now, Issei felt something similar to the actions of his partners. Something slimy and wriggling was wrapping around his body, not letting his carcass escape. It was difficult even to move. Something was squeezing him from all sides, restricting his movements. He opened his eyes and wished he hadn't. Tentacle-san had wrapped around his body. At the same time, something resembling Slime-kun covered his frame, sucking out his strength. He had no energy left at all. His arms and legs were bound behind his back, and he was suspended upside down, with a part of Tentacle-san present in his mouth. Oh, no, no, no. He was certainly glad to meet his old partners, but not in the case where he was the victim. "Partners, what are you doing? Our target should only be cute girls. What does he have to do with this?" He wanted to scream, but he couldn't. And then he noticed that the situation around him was somewhat strange. It smelled of burning and smoke, and to the side, it looked like a small sun was shining. He shifted his gaze and saw huge shining wings covering the heavens. Next to them in the air were angels, only they had black wings. Fallen ones? Issei immediately remembered where he had been recently. Right, no time to chill. Tanya, she was here somewhere, and then that priest, and also Milton. Damn it, what is happening? Issei tried to do something, but it was useless. He was swaddled tight. In response to his movements, Tentacle-san increased the intensity of the movements in his mouth, while also dangerously positioning itself behind him. Issei didn't like this. He didn't like this at all. He had no choice but to freeze, and in that moment, a conversation reached his ears. "Hyodo-san, what are you doing?" A pleasant voice came from the right. Issei managed to catch a glimpse of a familiar figure out of his corner of the eye. The student council president? She was here too? Issei had been very surprised when he found out that his friend Motohama's unrequited love was also a devil, moreover, a high-class devil. True, her chest was a bit small, which wasn't quite his taste. Kaicho, what do you think she wanted to achieve? A strict voice came from the left. Issei turned and saw the statuesque figure of the vice president. She was a hot chick too, and her chest was bigger, well within Issei's scope. Who knows, but now she's in big trouble. She has become a major enemy to both us demons and the church. She attacked her sister, destroyed Diodora's forces, tried to kidnap her brother. There is no forgiveness for her, and all this time she was deceiving everyone, hiding from us. She's a dangerous enemy. Is that so, Kaicho? The vice president looked at her doubtfully. She did help you in a difficult situation, and me too. If not for her timely help, she ran her hand over her chest, where her clothes were torn diagonally as if by a sword strike. The president frowned at her words and fell into deep thought. She closed her eyes, seemingly recalling recent events. She was clearly experiencing mixed feelings. Oh, Tsubaki, I don't know what to think. I'll need to have a thorough talk with my sister, much as I don't want to. She looked at the silhouette of the magical girl in the air. But one thing is certain, she is now with the fallen angels, and because of that, trouble is unavoidable. That is true. The second one watched as the small figure of Issei's sister was dragged into the portal. Issei himself could only continue to stare at all of this in silent shock. And what shall we do with his brother? Just give him to Gromori-san? Are you suggesting something, Tsubaki? Well, I could play with him a little before that. We could learn a lot of useful information about Hyodo Tatiana. I guarantee he would tell us everything. A sly smile appeared on the vice president's face. Simultaneously, the tentacle wiggled dangerously near his back door. Cold sweat poured off of Issei. Ah, your bad habit again, Tsubaki, she smiled. But alas, if I do that, I'll get it from Rias later. She's overly protective of him, so we'll have to return him as is. What a pity. Issei could only sigh with relief. That threat just now was no joke. Besides, it was hard for him to believe that the beautiful and strict Tsubaki-senpai had such tendencies. He didn't even want to think about what she wanted to do to him using his best friends, Slime-kun and Tentacle-san. But even these thoughts couldn't overpower another feeling that settled in him. Tanya, what have you done? Did you really? He could only watch out of the corner of his eye as his sister's figure disappeared into the portal with the fallen angels. Miltan lay on the ground, swallowing tears at the scene unfolding before him. Two goddesses, two friends who had united in the face of great evil, were now on opposite sides of the barricades. His maiden heart could not bear such torment. Miltan is useless. Miltan failed. His body, tempered to steel, which he developed day and night to one day fulfill his dream and become a magical girl, was covered in wounds. He knew that the forces of evil against which magical girls fight are especially strong, so he trained tirelessly. But it wasn't enough. I'm sorry, Tat-chan, Levi-chan. Miltan turned out to be useless. He couldn't save his goddess, who was being taken by the forces of evil and carried away somewhere. Why was he so sure they were villains? Because the forces of good couldn't have such black wings, wasn't it obvious? These were definitely villains that Miltan couldn't handle. The only thing that lifted his spirits a little was that Issei-kyun seemed to be okay. After all, Miltan saw with his own eyes how Levi-chan protected him from the main winged villain. But it was clear that the winged villain was treacherous. He took little Tanya hostage. Levi-chan didn't risk fighting to get her friend back. Yes, Miltan still believes that despite what happened, they were true friends. Miltan simply doesn't know everything. Surely there must be a reason for what happened. Therefore, despite everything, he would continue to believe in them. But what should he do now? He couldn't even move right now. Even the power of love didn't want to respond inside him. And the villains were already taking Tat-chan away. Hey, what should we do with him? Suddenly, someone's voice came from the side. Fried-san dragged him here earlier. Ah, you mean that fan of our Ane-san? A second voice responded. Wow, he got beat up pretty bad, and yet he was so strong. That's for sure. He hit 0 so hard he broke the barrier on the first try. He caused some trouble. That doesn't matter. Didn't you see how desperately he fought for Ane-san and her brother? At the very least, he's definitely not an enemy. That's true. He's clearly not indifferent to Ane-san. Then could it be a brother? A follower of our goddess? 2 pairs of eyes stared at him, assessing him carefully. Well then, shall we take him with us? Definitely. Such a follower of our Ane-san will surely be useful. She's always complaining about how she lacks resources. Miltan felt himself being carried away as well. They are helping Miltan? Do these people want to help him save the goddess? That would be great. How wrong Miltan was about them. But even so, what can he do? He doesn't have enough strength. How? Miltan is useless. Suddenly, some transparent text boxes appear in front of him, just like in games. Attention! Quest received. Your evolution rank, D, has reached the limit. Transformation and transition to a new form of existence is possible. Quest: The Path of the True Magical Girl. Rank, C. You did not give up. You believed until the very end that a miracle could happen. You rejected the very laws of the universe and overcame the twists of your own destiny to achieve this. The universe loves such brave souls. Note: you were to the liking of Big Brother Y. He gives you a chance. Prove that you are worthy to walk this path and become a faithful companion of the forces of good and join the ranks of his valiant little sisters. Accept? Yes? No?
Lord Kokabiel, I think I have fallen in love. Oh, very unusual to hear that from you, Balba Galilei. Is it really all because of her? Oh, yes, my lord, you are absolutely right. I still can't stop trembling after sensing that flow of holy power. Amazing. It's the first time seeing such a thing. When those trash, Freed, and Middlet contacted me, I couldn't even imagine they would provide me with such a unique specimen. So that's how it is. However, I understand you. It is indeed unusual for a human to have such pure, holy power. It is perhaps very close to the level of seraphs. My lord, allow me to work with her properly. I am sure that with this sample, we will achieve incredible results. The experiment with Excalibur will undoubtedly be successful. But that's not even the main thing. The very opportunity to work with such pure power opens up incredible perspectives. It might even be possible to create something surpassing existing holy swords. Do what you want, Balba. It's up to you. But watch that you don't break your mortal little hands on this saint. Keep in mind, I won't interfere. She already has quite a few followers, and she herself has significant potential, and I was very pleased with the welcome party she threw for me. That is a problem, my lord. I thought that you were interested in research too. Don't be deluded, mortal. Only one thing interests me: war. And she, unlike you, has already provided results and a wonderful pretext for it as a gift in the form of the younger Astaroth. And from you, I've heard only empty chatter so far. First, finish the Excalibur project. By the way, she already brought one of them with her. Lucky for you, it will be less hassle to find them. I understood, my lord. I will prove it to you. I will definitely make her mine, in the name of my love.
Ta-chan, finally you're in touch. How are you there? That war-obsessed biblical bore didn't do anything to you, did he? I was terribly worried. Levi-chan was already thinking about whether to demolish a couple of Grigori bases in the meantime if you didn't show up. Levi-chan, calm down. Please, let's do without these extremes. Are you a demon lord or what? Get a grip. I'm fine. Moreover, everything went much better than I expected. The infiltration was so successful I can hardly believe it myself. It seems that partridge-loving psycho really liked my gifts. The younger Astaroth, right? Levi-chan never liked him. Moreover, that boar always bullied my Sona-chan, so you can use him however you please. Levi-chan doesn't care. But keep in mind that there will be consequences. The House of Astaroth is strong. But not stronger than Grigori, right? That is exactly why I executed this plan. By giving that arrogant brat to the partridge psycho, I gained the opportunity to get under his wing. Now the House of Astaroth won't be able to do anything to me openly, as that would be equivalent to declaring war on Grigori. And most importantly, I managed to split the responsibility for the attack on them. Now I am merely an executor, because officially Grigori stands behind all of this now. Cuckoo. Ta-chan, I already told you, you are playing with fire. This was a very risky plan. Levi-chan was in shock when you laid it all out. Moreover, what was my Sona-chan doing there? Phew, if she had been hurt, you could have forgotten about Coco-chan as your cover in the form of his immediate demise. Moo-foo-foo. Not funny. You said Gremory was supposed to come. I was shocked myself. Good thing everything worked out. Apparently my Sona-chan's hyper-responsibility acted up again. After all, she and Gremory are friends, so apparently she took on part of her work. What can be done? She's always like that. But thanks to you, Ta-chan, she seems unharmed. I am grateful to you. Levi-chan owes you one. Trifles, Levi-chan. We are friends after all. Cuckoo. Now then, since the infiltration was successful, we will move to the next part of the plan. My task is to find as many skeletons in this partridge psycho's closet as possible, isn't it? Not only that, Ta-chan, that alone is not enough. To make the leaders of the three great powers make a move, something much more substantial is needed. But this biblical maniac is obsessed with war, so I think if he were plotting some terrorist attack and we caught him red-handed, that could serve as a good pretext. Cuckoo, wonderful. So I need to provoke him into active measures, and then the mousetrap will snap shut. In one fell swoop, Grigori's positions will weaken and the demons will rise. And with the shift in balance, the seraphs will be forced to start acting too. But this is very dangerous, Ta-chan. You need to be very careful. He may not look like it, but he was one of those who participated in the Great War when the three great powers clashed, and he survived it. He may seem like a maniac and psycho, but he is far from simple. Not to mention that you shouldn't forget about other forces, like the demons and the church. But in that case, you will cover me, won't you, Levi-chan? You won't abandon your faithful partner. Of course, Ta-chan. When it's all over, I can just tell Surzix and the others that you were working directly for me. And if we take down Coco-chan, no one will have any complaints. But there is one more thing that worries me very much. Levi-chan has been agonizing over it for a long time, and I just can't get it out of my head. What is it, Levi-chan? Speak. If it is for the sake of our better future, I am ready to go to great lengths. Ta-chan, how could you point the muzzle at me and shoot from that big, huge iron thing? It's so vulgar. Please, if you do something like that, do it as it befits a true magical girl. Levi-chan, are you serious right now? Well, of course. It is very important for a magical girl to be aesthetic. Aesthetics are our bread and butter. Next time, use at least magic wands for that. Yes. You really are serious right now. More than ever. Ta-chan, soon I will prepare several magic wands especially for you, and we together will train to use them. Moo-foo-foo. Use? I don't even want to think about what you mean by that. Oh, you won't regret it, Ta-chan. Magic wands are very cool. Levi-chan guarantees you will like it. Moo-foo-foo.